Okay. Welcome to Boys and Brunch. This is the show where we expose everything going down on the timeline. Today, we are talking about Lori Harvey snatching up my man, Michael B. Jordan, whether it's necessary to hang out with your coworkers, Tiffany Haddish's alleged targeting of a healthcare worker over the vaccine, and Skai Jackson's breakup with Julez Smith. If you're watching the replay of this live stream, the timeline is broken up into chapters, so click below to jump to the story that you want. I'm Jarrod D. King. I am joined by co-hosts Marcus Haynes and Brandon Harris Williams. Hello, guys. How are
Hello.
you?
Good, how are you?
So, Brandon, we're gonna have to start with you because you have a whole new look. Give us an
I
update.
do.
Like, what's going on with you, and what
Okay,
is the inspiration?
I can't. Okay, so I think I told y'all I was supposed to be getting my hair done or something like last month, but the woman canceled on me. So I was like, "Fuck you, ho!" I found somebody else to do it. The same, but she couldn't do it that actual day, so it just didn't work until yesterday, this weekend, for us to be able to finally meet up. And and she put this hair in, and it took damn near all day, but we're here now.
It looks
Praise God.
good. It
It
looks
does though.
Thank
good.
It does.
you.
Everybody,
Still a little
you have
stiff. I can't stiff
like
wear yet,
y'all are gonna
but
have to give us
Oh, but they still
a
wear.
like or something if you were or
it's
if you're
stiff.
enjoying
It's
Brandon's
true.
new hairdo. Uh, what are you drinking today, Brandon?
It's Crown and Coke. It's more Coke than Crown though, because I didn't have that much. So yeah.
Okay, hey, we're good. It's better than what I've got today. So, but we're gonna get to me in a
Right,
minute.
right.
Uh, Connected, Mama Shay, Angie at Kiss My Cheeks TV, and LT. Hello, welcome.
Hey, hey,
Uh,
hey.
Marcus,
What's good?
what's going on with you today? Or this?
Um, well, I am in mourning because school is starting back this week.
Oh man.
You can't start like that. I
It's too
was
late.
really.
It's too late. Nah, I've been for the past couple of days. I've been, just like working on stuff, trying to get this semester going because we're going back to face. Yay! Like
Oh
it's
goodness.
yes,
Wow.
like the Panasonic is not still raging.
Lord.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah,
Goodness.
but that's really been my main focus is really trying to start the semester off on a good foot because last one did not start off good well. So
And
Okay.
you teach, right?
mhm.
So is it like large classes? How is that supposed to work? Is it like I'm gonna keep my mask
great,
on while I'm teaching the whole day? Like
great questions that nobody has an answer to.
Oh
Uh,
goodness.
Lord, okay
I'm,
then.
the way I'm doing it is I'm just gonna be like, yes, I'm gonna have a mask on because I don't trust the people, but I'm gonna split up the class because we still supposed to do social distance. So there's like 20 odd people in like the actual class. So I'm gonna split it up into small groups so that hopefully, we don't have to do all this stuff. But yeah, let's see what happens. Y'all pray for me.
Yeah, LT is saying
Lord have
Jesus be
mercy.
offense. So
Okay.
I recommend that you take offense with you.
No, but for real. No, but for real.
Oh man. So it looks like you have a mimosa. What's going on? What's in the cup?
It is. It is. As you all may remember, I had mimosas last week. Well, I bought some more wine.
Okay.
Amen.
Though when I started working on these syllabi, I thought maybe I should have started the day off with Jack and Coke.
All right. Well, it sounds good. Sounds good. I think
Amen.
for me this week, I have just been going crazy with social media and doing clips and stuff. I have a bunch of different clips up there. Been trying to make TikTok happen. So y'all check me out on TikTok at Jarrod D
I saw
King if you
you
want to see
twerking a
what I'm.
little bit or something. I thought I
I
didn't see
did
it on.
like a single twerk. It was like
It was it was
you have
the
to
it
see the
was the
video.
quickest. It was the quickest twerk I've ever seen.
I missed this.
It's
I'll
on
share the
Instagram. He
video
posted
with
on
you.
Instagram
Okay.
because I don't have TikTok. I saw it on Instagram. So yeah.
Right. But yeah, today I have a Virgin Mary. So yeah, I mixed a few things together.
Okay.
I see the face.
Now
But
I
look,
seem to remember you specifically saying that you was gonna have alcohol this week.
It's what he said.
I thought that was what was going to happen. But yeah, no, not this week.
But the
Maybe
liquor
in the
stores are
next
closed in your city.
couple
That's
of
what
weeks.
you're saying.
What'd you say?
But the liquor stores are closed in your city. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, we're gonna go with that. But my birthday is coming in a couple weeks, so at that point, it's a definite yes. That's what's going to happen. Um,
Amen.
so, so first of all, I want the Gorgeois to give us a quick vote on which screen thing that you like, because like we can do it this way, or we can also do like this. I'm trying to see if I maximize. Yeah, if I maximize this, it's gonna be like that. So let me know whether you like one or two. One or two, okay?
We froze, but I can still hear y'all for me, but it's fine.
So to the Gorgeois, if at any point you hear something you like, please heart it up on the live stream on Twitter. Give us a like right now on YouTube. I will be watching the comments and doing my best to interact with all of you. And for real, like on YouTube, guys, there's like 13 of us that are in here at any time. I need to have more. I need to have 13 likes at least. But so
Thank you.
please, give us a like right now. Just do it real quick, and we're gonna jump into this first topic. So I'm going to title this 51st Dates, or Act Like a Woman, Take All the Men.
Oh, Lord.
That was a little bit better. So anyway, Lori Harvey, model and daughter of comedian Steve Harvey, went Instagram official with her new boo, Michael B. Jordan, and we are all so happy for her. So who were the frogs she had to kiss before finding her Wakandan prince? According to an article on distractify.com, and most of this is really just kind of speculation. We don't have anything nailed down for sure. But first, there was a Dutch football player, Memphis Depay.
She was engaged to?
She was engaged to him, right? And after they broke their engagement off, she moved on to Justin Combs, who is also known as Sean Diddy Combs' son. That didn't last long. And after a few months, she was spotted with Trey Songz on a few dinner dates. But it was just another flash in the pan. And seizing on what was perhaps a missed opportunity, Diddy himself stepped into the picture and took his son's former place as Lori's new beau.
Ciao.
So this shocked us all, but it didn't last. Finally, Lori had a fling with Future, another rapper, with whom she broke up this past August. So I want to ask you guys, what do you guys think of her dating history? What's the thoughts about Lori Harvey? Let's go with Brandon first.
Okay. I don't really follow her like that until like this was a huge thing. So it was like I looked up an article too, and I saw all those people she had dated previously. I like forgotten about all of them just because I don't really I don't know what she does other than being Steve's stepdaughter, whatever. I mean, it's life, I guess. A lot of people date different people, and life goes on. It just is. I don't know, it's because she's famous and it's like in all of our eyes. So it's like, oh my gosh, she went from this person to that person to that person to that person. But a lot of people watching do the same thing. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Michael B. Jordan could surprise me, but
yeah, it's like, and I guess this sounds bad, but he seems like another level. I don't know.
I mean, he's definitely
because Diddy is like A-lister, right? So okay, I won't say that. But he seems like,
he might have the quote unquote cleanest image.
Yeah,
of everybody she's dated at least.
I think no, I'm kind of agreeing with you that when you hear Michael B. Jordan, it's kind of like on another level, because like we've seen him. One, he's been acting since he was a kid, so a lot of us have been seeing him for years and years and years. Mm-hmm. And then yes, Diddy is Diddy, and Future has all of his different music and stuff out. But like Michael B. Jordan was in Black Panther. That's a cultural moment. So that's a thing. And I think that's kind of what makes him kind of be something that looks really, really like, oh my gosh, she has achieved. She has arrived when she gets in.
Mm-hmm. Right. So I mean, personally, I don't really care. I'm like, whatever. Like, She dated people. I don't really judge her for dating. I feel like a lot of people I feel like we started judging her, but once she got with Michael B. Jordan, then the judgment kind of stopped and everybody's like, rooting for her now.
But I think there was judgment prior to Future. I think when she got with Future, everybody was like, "Oh, you got him," because he like is the notorious cheater, whatever, So it's like, oh, that's who you bagged. Oh, like I think that's what I started seeing like major respect or props or whatever to her then.
There was a tweet that went out that read someone, and they added someone, I'm not going to mention their name, pointed out the hypocrisy of the gays praising Lori but condemning other gays for moving the same and being serial daters. I agree. If a gay man was to move that way amongst us, where he was posted by several guys and claimed by many, he would be mocked and ridiculed. So what do you guys think about that?
People mock and ridicule Lori. Like, I think it's interesting because it's like, with the gays specifically, though, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so in love. You're my heart. You're the moon and the stars. We're getting married." That's like all of their Instagram. And then 2 weeks later, there's no trace of that nigga. And then 2 weeks after that, it's a whole new nigga who's the moon and the stars and everything else. I think they move at a much faster rate than Lori does.
I'm gonna say, or there could be the same nigga coming back. That's the moon and the stars once again. but yeah, a lot of that is just that when you see a lot of these gay relationships that people be kind of hopping back and forth between, it really shows that they be trying to make these people into their soulmates. Lori has made no such post, at least to my knowledge.
No.
That, oh my God, this is the one.
She said, "This is the nigga."
For the moment, for the night.
Okay. Period.
and that's a big difference. And then the other thing is, it's a difference. Like, we let celebrities get away with a whole bunch of stuff that regular folk, we're trashed them for. So it's kind of like, well, yeah, but who cares?
Right. Would you guys consider yourselves like serial daters or
no?
And what to you is a serial dater though? Because it sounds like, I don't know.
To me, it's somebody who's never single or never single for long.
Okay. And I'm just curious, like, how do you get to that? What is the process of being a serial dater? That doesn't even click.
You can't be alone. It's like you break up with somebody and then you meet somebody else very quickly. It's like the rebound becomes a relationship essentially, but every person's a rebound because you're never
like, do you just accept whatever the next person gives you? Is that what it is, just for the sake of being in a relationship? Because not everybody.
Some people.
Okay.
Like, it's legit people who cannot be by themselves. It's legit people who like, I need somebody. So they're gonna go find somebody and they're gonna take whoever they can find so that they don't have to be by themselves.
Jeez.
I mean, I think it's very similar to like social people in this pandemic. It's home. They are just such extroverts, quote unquote, that they cannot, sit in their house. So some people literally cannot be alone with themselves, which is, a much larger issue. But okay. Iyanla's ending her show, so we can't write her.
She can't help us. She can't go weep in the bushes for us.
Look, I had a whole thing. I was because I remember I fleeted a so.
This is
for those
Twitter,
of y'all
right?
I forgot that was the thing. Oh my God, I forgot that was the thing.
Listen, I'm not used to that garbage.
Before y'all get crazy in the comments, if you don't know what a fleet is, it's basically Twitter's version of Instagram stories. I'm not sharing my bathroom moments. I'm talking about Twitter fleets.
Okay. I forgot y'all.
I was talking about Iyanla. I was like, when did they ended on that like to be continued thing? And I was like, when are they coming back? And Brandon had to be like, they're on like a break right now. Like, chill out.
But they didn't announce it though, really either, because I was feeling the same way because I watched it. And I was like, to be continued.
Right. So anyway, I heard that and I was like, I was happy. So thank you for that, Brandon. But let's see what we're saying in the chat. Connected said, instead of dissecting their relationship, people should focus on the dynamics of their own relationship, or date someone long enough to actually call it a relationship.
Ooh, well then.
Damn. Who else we got? Kiss My Cheeks. Why can't she just be with someone to have fun and good sex? Why do we assume emotions are always involved? So that's another.
Yeah, why we assume it's a title?
Yeah.
If they didn't say nothing, they might just be fucking. They want us all to know. Live your life, sis.
Yeah, but you know what? I don't know, because I feel like when you're a celebrity and you're in the public eye, I feel like, and you post it on Instagram, like you're basically announcing it. Like that's basically you're telling the world. It's not, hey everybody, this is my F buddy. You know.
Maybe we're moving into a new day. I mean, let people create the relationships and friendships with benefits, whatever they want to, you know.
But do they announce that to the world? I mean, like
some people do.
Okay.
Them in the snow looked a little fake to me, though. That video was a little publicity stuntish. It's a little, you know, questionable.
Right. Well, you know, if our guest from last week was here, he'd have let us know. It was definitely.
I'm sure he knows the tea. I'm sure he knows the tea.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm almost positive there was a little hint of publicity stunt in that announcement. Anyway,
it may be from Michael B. Jordan's people, because y'all know everybody say that he don't like the black women. So
that's what the rumor is, child. That's the rumor.
I didn't even think about that. That's the rumor.
But I don't think we've ever seen him publicly tied to anybody. I don't think. I think he's been like with women. I don't think we've ever seen him like claim somebody.
Yeah.
He says it's a stunt.
I feel like the rumor came from like he was on like some boat party, and like the whole boat party was like nothing but like a bunch of white women, and from there people have just like ran with the thing like Michael B. Jordan does not like black women, and you know really know if it's true, but you know.
I mean, we ain't seen it with one until now. I mean, hey, I don't know.
No, who knows? We'll have to see what happens with them and see if that actually lasts. But let's move on. We have Patreon merch, Bourgeois Brunch. I want y'all to sign up real, because I'm just going to run through this like it's going to be 10 seconds. I promise. But sign up to our Patreon, boysandbrunch.com. If not, you are missing out on a lot of hilarious commentary and you know, a lot of more talk from the three of us and our guests in our exclusive after show, Splitting the Bill. You're also missing out on merch. And then we're also doing the Bourgeois Brunch. So I want you guys to sign up to the email list below and get your tickets to that event. That's going to be a private event so that all of you can kind of join us on camera and we can chit chat and have a good time. So next topic, I'm calling this Crappy Hour.
Lord.
So a tweet by @AnAmericanBW read, quote, "And if you hate your coworkers that much where you can't even show up at a happy hour, then find a new place to work. You think your coworkers don't know that you hate them?" So what is your immediate reaction to that? Let's get Marcus in on this first.
Shut up, the people.
Okay.
I came here for a check. I did not come here to make friends. I got enough friends.
That's what I always say. I come here to get a check. Like,
now, you know, if it arises as to where I build a relationship with somebody, okay, cool. But I haven't been running behind y'all. And then at my place of employment, I'm not gonna go up there with them my wall colored people. Stay at my house.
Oh my goodness. Brandon, I'm guessing you agree, right?
I'm up to that last point. But no, I literally saw something on I think Instagram yesterday. It was like, if I don't see you break the rules at least once at work, then I can't talk to you. Like like we gotta like he said, I'm not forcing a friendship. Sometimes you do just naturally click with people, and sometimes you just click with them for the 8 hours. Because I get it, depending on where you work, if you're right by each other in a cubicle or an office space or whatever, y'all have to be next to each other for like 8 hours a day. That makes sense. But do we really hang out after that? No. Because maybe we just get along there. Like, it's fine. We don't gotta force it.
Right. Like, no, I hear you. But it's
okay.
Like, there's this idea of like workplace etiquette. And if you're
happy hour is not the workplace.
Woo! I like.
But it's still the people that you're around. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like when I join a job, when I get into a job, I do everything to just let everybody know, hey, I'm in with the group, I'm in with the family, blah blah blah. And then after a few months, I'm like, all right, I'm by myself.
But
Like,
why
I'm not
though?
You better than me.
because you got to play the game. You got to play the game.
You
Otherwise,
go
because
ahead. Go
it's
ahead.
gonna be you have to basically you're living with these people for 8 hours of your day,
Yeah.
and yeah, you have to be able to navigate the workspace without having any drama or any weirdness. You know what I'm saying?
But I think But I think
Go
you can
ahead.
be like friendly at work without saying we need to hang out outside of work. I think you can be, because I think we all kind of quote unquote like fake it for 8 hours to an extent. To you know what I'm saying, eventually you realize, oh, so and so's cool, or I like connect with XYZ person, whatever. But I don't think that you have to force the connection to say, hey, we're all going to eat after. You want to come? I'm good. I got food at home. I don't want to. I have plans. Like it. This is good here. But I think to Marcus's point about the people same color as the wall, they tend to overshare, and sometimes they want you to overshare with them as well. So let's not go to happy hour and I start drinking, and then you come back and now my business all around the office. Let's not
Mm.
even
That'd be the
venture
thing.
into
Do you
that.
think that that's specifically a
They
like
overshare more than
All
us
color
at work.
people.
They overshare more than us at work. They do. They do. We now we talk and we gossip. We do that. But they overshare at work to like people they don't know. Like we'd be like, "Hey, bitch, did you hear so and so?" Like, no. They'd be like, "Hey, I just met you. Like, my husband left me for my sister."
oh,
Whoa.
I'm sorry.
but I just wonder if maybe that's our perception because we work in primarily white environments, or do you or do
I
you?
do.
Because I know.
I
No,
do.
I do.
Okay, because I'm wondering like if it's the same at if we worked primarily amongst Black people, whether that would be the same thing. I have a suspicion that it kind of would be, and there would be some people that you would feel comfortable sharing stuff with, and some people that you wouldn't. I don't
Yeah.
know. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
And I didn't say that we wouldn't necessarily in an all black space, just more so I think we don't open up as quickly or in the same way as
It's,
some of our counterparts.
I
Okay.
think especially not at a job because I think a lot of us go into our jobs with the mindset of I got to keep this check.
Hello?
So we're not going to do anything because it's going to endanger that, including sharing too much information. Whereas some of what we say counterparts might not
Yeah.
have that fear. Really, honestly, might not have that fear of having to go find another check.
Yeah. Yeah. So Connected is asking if this is a real situation, who's going to be gathering during a pandemic. Um, so really,
You'd be surprised.
this is just a hypothetical.
It's probably a
Um,
company here in Georgia, in Alabama, in
I
LA. Like,
look,
You're,
Jesus. But is there a point at which not joining in starts a problem? Do you guys think?
I think it really kind of depends on how you approach the situation.
hmm
See, you have to be really good at faking it. You have to be really good at being nice and denying kind of kindly or whatever have you. Because when it starts to show that you're really just like completely shutting the people out, then it becomes a problem. Then you get
yeah,
people talking about you. Then you get rumors starting like, oh, did you know such and such does this? That's why they can't come out with us. So you
yeah,
have to be really, really crafty, honestly, about how you deny. Otherwise, it can start a problem.
yeah.
Okay.
And I think, cause like I'll say from my job, we do a Christmas dinner. So like, but it's you do it individually as like your team and your supervisor. You go, the job pays for X amount of percentage of it or however it works or whatever. And so I think that's the only time we're like quote unquote forced to go together because we also get paid for that time we're gone as well. So that's like part of your 8 hours essentially is the time that you do this dinner, but that's also like once a year. And depending on when you join the team, you've already been with them anywhere from, a few weeks to 6 months, whatever. So you at least already have maybe one of the person you click with, or it's like, hey, it's at least partially a free meal or something. But
Hmm.
whereas like happy hour is something like, okay, this is my own social time. If I don't vibe with y'all like that in the 8 hours at work,
Right.
why am
Right. You're not
I
hanging out after. You're
forcing
not
it?
hanging out after. Um, Connected says, I go to corporate happy hour just to listen and gather intel on others. I just smile and nod, yet never say anything.
See, I get it. I get it.
And some people don't notice if you just
We're
smile
there
and nod.
connected. We're here on that one. I ain't sharing nothing. But I'm getting all the tea, okay?
Yes.
So
That's
okay, so
that's
let's
what the
move it
staff meetings
away
are for.
from. Oh, I'm sorry, Marcus. What were you saying?
So I said that's what the staff meetings are for. Because that's what I do in the meetings.
Oh, really?
Child.
Gathering intel. Yeah, I hear that. But okay, so let's move it away from like happy hours, like outside of work. What if there's like an in-work thing happening? Like the company potluck or something. Are you guys joining? Marcus.
Absolutely not. No, I'm not eating people food. No, no. I done been in too many meetings and seen them cats walking all over down their kitchen. No, I'm not eating the food.
I think it's also a thing too. Is it's like when you pay attention to who you work with, because again, my job loves the potluck, but it still is normally like your team specific. So it's like I at least work with these 8 to 12 people, whatever. I know them, but certain people tend to bring, stuff from a store, which I can like, okay, I could try that. Or certain people I'm like closer to, I'm like, okay, I trust
Mhm.
you. I see you wash your hands. I see you do X, Y, Z, whatever. Cool. Other people, you didn't talk about, like you said, your cat running every which way, and you got 8 of them, and you don't want none of this, Brandon? No, I don't. My
No.
plate is full.
Mm-mm.
I thought we was doing
Mm-mm.
this today. I brought my lunch. Like, but also too, I'm the person, I'll participate, but I'm like, if nothing else, I'll at least eat what I made.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Or what
I
I
did that in
brought.
grad school.
Goodness. Yeah, no, I mean, tried to join in, of course, when I started my job, I tried to join in a couple of the potlucks. Um, yeah, I don't really go for the home cooked stuff much anyway, just because
Hmm.
I'm just picky
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But the more that I got into it, I was just like, I'm not trying none of this. And I, blatantly was just like, no, I'm not even going to the potluck. Y'all enjoy. I'm going upstairs to lunch. Bye. You know, because no, we're
Enjoy
not
love.
we're not doing that. I mean,
That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
no.
yeah.
I'm trying to think what that last question was. Are you the type to make nice with all of your coworkers when
No.
starting a new job like me, or do you just keep them at arm's length at all times?
Hmm.
They're always at arm's length. No, I'm joking. I mean, I slowly open up, but I'm like, normally when I first meet people in general, I'm kind of like quieter, kind of shy, and just feeling people out. And I like slowly open up. Or it's like if I have to start asking people for assistance or showing me the ropes or whatever, then that might form a connection in some kind of way. But mm-mm. I also like
Okay.
to see what they're if I'm like because like with my last team I joined, I was like the last person to the team for a while. So I'm like, let me see y'all dynamics with each other first, kind of see who operates what kind of way, so then I can know how to navigate myself.
Mm, okay. All right. Marcus.
I'm a fairly outgoing person, so like I have conversations, I talk to the people, but there's a very clear like wall that you're not getting past until I feel like I can actually trust you. So I guess that kind of translates to faking it, I guess, because I can have a conversation, but I don't see it that way because I feel like this is where I play the game. Like I'll smile and we do what we got to do, but you're only going so far.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, y'all already know my story. I'm the type to say, "Hey, how you doing?" Na, 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 I'm part of the team. So I get some longevity. Well,
Come
I
on,
mean,
longevity.
I say good morning and good night. Beginning of the shift, end of the shift.
I try to be part of the team, be all cheery and stuff, and then I just kind of stay to myself. And then they get surprised when we start beefing, but that's another story.
That's
Uh-oh.
that Aquarius. That's what that is.
Oh, really? That's an Aquarius trait?
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Okay, so I think we're going to move into our next topic. I'm calling this "Kicked Out the Clubhouse,"
Lord.
even though nobody was kicked out, which is kind of the problem.
Oh.
Tiffany Haddish is well, she was in boiling hot water with Clubhouse listeners after allegedly bullying and attempting to dox a Black woman physician. It said that a Clubhouse room was set up so that doctors could discuss the COVID-19 vaccine and dispel misinformation that had been spread by celebrities. According to at Dr. Nicole CB, Quote, celebrities accused Black doctors of being, quote, paid to trick us. Celebs then shared their personal information and their supporters went on the attack. So that's basically what had happened in the Clubhouse room. Other celebrities attached to this row are Choco Bars and Jason Lee. After being called out about her alleged statements to take her down and actions of publicly sharing the doctor's private details, it was said that Tiffany went on the defensive and started crying about being bullied in her past. At some point in that timeline, the hashtag CH bullying was created to target the doctors, but many have begun using the hashtag to fight back. So, Brandon, you were kind of hip to this story before all of us. So, what were your reactions to this? Well, I mean, you brought it up to us, I think.
I mean, because I was seeing tweets. I was like, because I don't have Clubhouse, or I just recently started, but I haven't like got on there yet. So I'm like seeing people tweet about it, like, and I was like, I thought we loved Tiffany to an extent, or whatever was going on. I think that I think where to start. I don't know. To my understanding, okay, it's like you said, it's supposed to be a Clubhouse where people are like, the doctors are spreading correct information, you know, trying to correct people so that they're not just listening to celebs who aren't doctors, who aren't in the research, who aren't involved. I think when a celeb gets on to try to say they're wrong or discredit them, it goes back to the initial reason they were even having the Clubhouse to begin with. And it's not right. It's like if you're making a person coming out after this doctor, you know, you have a large following or whatever else, you know, that you have a platform. You shouldn't be using it to target anyone, but specifically a person who's spreading correct information when you were spreading false information. So it just is the mess of situation all around. Like she should have never been involved, or if she felt negatively, she could have maybe tweeted something. She didn't have to get involved in that way, like tweeted her own conspiracy theories or whatever else, but not again target a specific person.
Right. I just think it just gets really dark when you start doing that kind of thing. Especially with people. Well, I'll get into that, and I'll get into that in a minute because I have a little thing to say about that. But Marcus, what are your thoughts about this so far?
I wish celebrities would learn that you don't have to say everything. I wish more of these famous people would learn to just sit down and just be quiet sometimes, because you're out here, you know, spreading misinformation just because you feel valid and vindicated, and riling up all the people who follow you to go and attack this one person. And I think not enough celebrities realize that that's what happens. I think too many celebrities use that to their advantage, or they be weaponizing their followers and stuff. So from my perspective, Tiffany Haddish is 100% completely and totally in the wrong, and she deserves whatever dragon she gets for it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, you know, it seems like she crossed a line of no return. Tiffany did with this. I know how we talk about cancel culture and stuff, but do you think that there is any coming back from this? Because this seems really like, I don't know, when you start targeting people who are on the front lines of fighting a pandemic like this, and then that person ends up, you know, allegedly suicidal.
I think so.
Is there a way to return back into people's good graces after something like this?
I think so, because I think a lot of times though, cancer culture is Twitter outrage, and people sometimes forget that like outside of Twitter, a lot of people don't have access to whatever controversy is going on, or really don't care or feel the same way. I think it might work to advantage that Clubhouse is a smaller, relatively small or newer app. Even though this was like a story, I didn't see it all over my timeline when I initially shared it, or even since then. So a lot of people really might not even know that it even has happened. But I don't know how popular she was. Like I know she was very popular, like with the success of Girls Trip, and maybe for a year or so after that. But since then, I feel like I haven't necessarily seen the same love or popularity for her or about her. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think I pretty much agree with what Brandon said. I think that she would have it would have been a different conversation if, sad to say, if the woman had actually completed suicide. Like, it would have been a different conversation. Maybe, yeah, she wouldn't have been able to come back for it. But because it was just an attempt, because Clubhouse isn't everywhere, because Tiffany Haddish isn't everywhere, and because most people don't take it to the celebrity side anyway, I
Hmm.
think that, yeah, she can definitely come back for it. She's got to play a card right.
I think also the thing that I guess helps her is the fact that you can't record anything from Clubhouse. Like
Yeah.
You're not anymore. Yeah.
Clubhouse will record it for themselves and have transcripts for themselves, I guess, for their own safety. But they I guess, what is it? They ban people for recording stuff, or I guess posting recordings or something like that. And then
I
they
know they
also
stopped
disable the
screen
screen
recording.
recording.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. But I don't know if you get banned. I don't know how that works, but I know they stopped screen recording because I know that was the first thing like a month or so ago. Everybody was posting the recordings on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like his Clubhouse was like, enough of that. Like, come over
mean,
here
And
if you want to hear it.
yeah, and I'm curious why. I mean, not everybody has an iPhone, first of
mhm.
all. And second of all, that's, apparently they have a lot of valuable content on there, a lot of valuable people,
Hmm.
sharing their knowledge and stuff.
Well,
And you'd think that would be a good way to kind of get people onto the app. I don't know why they decided not to allow any of it to be shareable. It seems very much it seems like a gatekeeper kind of mentality over at Clubhouse right now. So,
I think they probably want you to be over there yourself. I think, but I didn't realize it was only an iPhone or Apple thing. I didn't realize that.
well, they have an Android version, but all the good conversations happen on the iPhone version.
oh, it's
What?
different. It's different platforms.
What?
What'd you say, Marcus?
So like it's like different. Like it's a iPhone Clubhouse and a Android Clubhouse.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
I
It's
cannot.
and everybody, the only Clubhouse that anybody talks about is the iPhone version, which is
Well,
stupid
the app
because
is
I
sounds like the app is trash anyway. Then so.
Right? I'm like, yeah, if you can't, if you're not even gonna be like marketable or like accessible to both, then that doesn't even work. Or to
right.
all, should I say?
Oh, okay. So I want to ask you guys, like, what role does fake news brainwashing kind of play in this? And are these, like, would you call these celebrities that have these opinions like victims in this almost somewhat like an innocent victim kind of because they're consuming this trash that's online that goes unfiltered by the likes of Google and Facebook and etc.
Um,
She ain't a victim.
That's a no.
right? I'm like, yeah, I'm like, no. I think I, I go back and forth because it's like part of me is like celebrities should just be celebrities. The other part is like, oh well, if a celebrity who says something I agree with, then of course you can talk. But I think that celebrities need to recognize they have a platform. So if you're going to speak, you need to be well informed.
Mhm.
Um, that tends to lend to what I agree with. But I just think you should like be knowledgeable about what you're talking about. I think if doctors, not just like one doctor or two doctors, whatever. In this specific case, there's a group of doctors saying one particular thing, and you were so hell bent on your conspiracy or your whatever else, you just need to shut up. Just be stupid at your house with your man.
Yeah. I I feel like there was a point in time where I pretty much I agree with that, but I think I'm getting more and more to the point where it's like, I don't want you to say anything, even if you say something that I agree with. Don't say nothing. Like if you agree with whatever stance, whatever, just like do whatever, give your money or give your space or platform, whatever, to the experts. Like if you want to help fight the virus, give some money and some space to some actual doctors. If you are foolish and you believe in anti-vaccine, then go give money to them people. Go do something with them. Like don't even put yourself on this platform because
Yeah.
what we see again and again and again is that the moment a celebrity gets up here with all of their followers and fans and stands, then that's where people start to shift to it. Just because I know this person, I listen to their music, I watch them on TV, whatever, what have you. So I think that they're going to be telling me the right thing, no
Mhm.
matter what it is they're saying. So I think just to avoid that, just don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing.
Yeah. I think
That
it's
makes sense.
interesting because we have that similar thing happening even with people who aren't necessarily celebrities. It's like, if you have somebody who you it's basically a trust thing. Like, you know,
Mhm.
if you or Marcus says something and I haven't researched it myself, I'm going to believe it 80% until I look it up. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's yeah, this whole social media thing, you got to be careful. You got to check your sources. Um, you know, same thing. I mean, you know, I guess we could even go a little more meta and talk about like our viewers here. You know, I could say something, and if I don't do research, I could just be saying something. If you know, if
Yeah.
y'all don't check it out, you know, you gotta dig into it
That's real.
yourselves. You know,
No, that's
Absolutely.
real.
so yeah, it's an interesting
I mean,
thing.
it's people right now saying that, you know, like some of the stuff we talking about is their first time hearing about this stuff. So, you know,
Mhm.
it's a platform. You have to be responsible with your platform.
Exactly,
Absolutely.
exactly. So, do you guys ever have you guys ever believed anything that was like that was false from just somebody that from speaking on social media that you
Probably a bunch of times. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but probably I
Mhm.
think, or at least like you said, like believe it initially, and then let me go look it up myself, or it finally I look it up or research or find out something
Mm-hmm.
is wrong. But
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
it's
mean, go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Marcus.
Oh, I'm just gonna say it's just been like just like small stuff. Like I remember back in the early days of like Twitter, there was a small, I think it was like an indie artist. What was that man's name? Um, Sam McGee, Sean McGee, that was his name. There was this rumor going around, you know, that I might say that he had committed suicide because he was gay, and people just like ran with that, and so like everybody believed it up until like some years later when he popped up on Twitter. It's like, still here.
Oh wow.
So it's small stuff like that, like not no huge conspiracy, like you know the people that be like 9/11 was an inside job, nothing like that.
yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, because but it is funny, like you said, though people really do believe people that they trust, but also too people take stuff on Twitter and like run with it. Because
Mm-hmm.
like I'm gonna bring this up. I won't say who it is. Y'all might know who it is, but I'm not gonna say it. It's fine. So like y'all remember like when Cardi and Nicki had their fight,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and Twitter was in an uproar that night. But then the rumors started that there was the fight between Faith Evans and Mary J. Blige. It was
Okay.
like
Okay.
somebody tweeted as a joke, just to be like, look at how Twitter will run with something. And the next day, of course, it was in articles and everything else. But it was just like to prove a point that like people, like you're saying, that people will just trust, you know, somebody that they believe or trust, you know, follows it, or they'll just run with the story because that's salacious or everything else, you know.
Mhm.
Now
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
saw the
no,
whole thing
I
happen in real time, so I knew it was a joke. But
okay.
Yeah.
I think I do remember actually believing that too. I was like, "Oh, dang, everybody's going crazy tonight. I don't know what's going on. What's in the
That's
water?"
the thing. That just goes to show.
But you know what I do is that I do like when I see something and I'm just like, oh, this really happened. Then I'll click it and then I'll read some other people.
mm,
Somebody be like, no, this is false, blah, 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 blah. And then I'll be like, okay, so let me come from an 80 to like a 50 and then, you
Yeah.
know,
and
take
just
that with a
wait it
grain of
out.
salt, you know? So I mean, I think the moral of the story is to, keep it, take everything that you get on social media with a grain of salt and stick to real sources when you get your news, so that you don't end up in situations like this. The other thing was that I wanted to ask was like, as far as them having an opinion, I don't know. I had a question. Maybe it'll come back to me. We'll get back to that. If it comes back to me, we'll get to it in the after show. It was just about
But
having
they gotta tune
opinions
in.
and sharing your opinions or
That's
something,
it. Yes.
and what we should be doing as general population,
Mhm.
whether that should be the same thing, something like that. But we'll move on to our last topic, and I'm gonna call this young folks business.
Yes,
Mm.
it is.
um,
That's cute. I love it. I love it.
just yesterday Twitter was abuzz with the news of a breakup between Skai Jackson and Jules Smith. Skai Jackson, 18 years old, is an actress, YouTuber, and author known for her role as Zuri Ross on several Disney Channel shows. Jules, 16 years old, is Solange's son. That was it's not supposed
That's
to
all
be
you need to
shady,
know.
but that's it.
That's
I
all
mean,
you
but
need to
to
Uh,
some
know.
people, that's enough. I mean, that's enough to some people. I mean, hey,
That's all you need to
yeah,
know.
the United
exactly.
States nephew. Hey, Tina's grandson. It is what it is.
um, so allegedly the two have been dating, but a leak of Jules' group text chat detailed that Sky cheating on him was the cause of the breakup. Not only that, but a video also leaked of the two performing a sexual act. So
Oh,
it's
my God.
it's assumed by many that this was a revenge porn situation, but it's not entirely clear to me to definitively put that label on it. But that's what a lot of people are thinking. However, according to Twitter user at Def Noodles, quote, at the time the tape was made, Skai Jackson was 17 and Julez Smith was 15. So, thoughts about that?
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
let's
know the
go
age
with
of
Brandon
consent
first.
in California, so I'll just say that.
What
I
happened?
said I don't know the age of
California.
consent. I said I don't know the age of consent. Is that where they live in California? I'm assuming I don't know the age of consent there. Or maybe they live in LA. I mean not LA, but Louisiana.
Right.
Whatever. It's a mess. It's like you said. It's children's business. I think he's learning a lesson maybe early on that it's surprising he didn't learn from his family because they're celebrities about his group chat. It's like because that was leaked, and I think it's one thing if you're venting to your friends or you're informing your friends whatever happened, but like there's clearly a mole or a rat or whatever in the chat that shouldn't have told his business or shouldn't have shared it with the world because I don't think anybody even knew they were together for us to know they were broken up. Like this is the news.
Well,
I think
let me pause you there because it even looks like, based on the group chat, that the people in the group chat didn't even know they were together.
See?
well
Because they were
there
like,
you go
"Oh,
then.
y'all hooked up." Like, it was weird. It was like they had that one line.
I
I
can't
don't even know if I
remember.
have it. Well, yeah, I'll pull it up later. But yeah, it was like one of the guys in there was like, "Who had sex with Skai?" or something like that, and it's like, okay,
Lord.
y'all don't know. So I guess it was all
Well, maybe he was just venting because he
But
was mad because he got cheated on. I don't know.
yeah.
it could have been that old boy that asked for who had sex with Sky was the mole, and he was trying to get confirmation.
Mm.
It was a
Maybe.
scheme.
That's how it's set up. But no, and because I see people talk about the age thing, and I don't feel too one way or the other about the age thing, just because it's just 2 years, and I don't know necessarily maybe when they even started. I look at it as like if you're a high school freshman, you're 14, and you date was that a junior? That's 16. That's 2 years age difference. So y'all continue dating for a while, then you'll be 16, they'll be 18, whatever. So I don't know when they started, so I'm gonna just let them have the age thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But I hope he didn't post revenge porn. I hope
I hope
not.
not either. I mean, my thing is, I'm not so disgusted by them being together and their age gap because that's
Hmm.
really it's like whatever because they're
Yeah.
basically in the same age range. I think it would have been smart for her to kind of distance herself from him once she turned 18, of course, um, and maybe just keep it platonic. But I think the issue comes when you start sharing videos and when you start
Hmm.
posting
Hmm.
videos online, especially when the two people who were involved are underage, or at
Hmm.
least one person was underage. I mean, Skai was 17. I don't know if 17 was whatever, but the
That's what
fact
I'm saying. I
is,
don't know that. Yeah.
yeah, but 15 is definitely, I think, too
Absolutely.
young to be showing anything. And so now you've got Julez, who this tape allegedly came from in the first place. I feel like he's kind of facing a very serious legal issue because isn't that like distribution or kind of
Of child porn.
yeah.
I don't know, but do you get if you're the child yourself though, like the child in question, can you get charges? I don't know how
I
that
think
works.
so. I don't know. I know that they arrest, people like if you I don't know about you being the person yourself, but I think if you distribute it, amongst your friends or you
Yeah.
send it to a friend and then a friend sends it to the whole school, then everybody who has it is involved
Yeah.
legally, you know?
It's it's
But I think
it's
I don't know. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm not in law, so take whatever I say with a grain of salt. But I vaguely remember a story or two of a similar situation with like high school sweethearts. They were sending risque messages back and forth, Um, and it was a black dude and a white girl. In the main one, I remember it was a black dude and a white girl. The black dude was a bit older. You can guess how this went. But both of them did get in trouble. But of course, the black dude got into more trouble because he was a little bit older and because he was black. And it kind of, but the fact that the white girl also got into trouble, even though it was her involved in the messaging or whatever have you, says to me that he probably still could face some charges. But at the same time, like we said at the beginning, that's Solange's son, Beyonce's nephew, Tina's grandson. That baby.
Yeah, no, I don't think much is gonna happen. I think he's well protected in this.
Right.
So I mean, but he definitely needs a talking to because no, you can't do that. So let's switch into something. Let's get into a little bit lighter territory.
Okay.
Have you ever taken a video of you and your partner in the act?
No,
No.
I have not.
Videos, no.
Okay. So have you taken photos of both of you in the act?
I have not. No.
Not both of us. You gotta be very specific.
Okay, so Brandon, why not? Why have you not engaged in those types of activities?
I don't trust niggas. I just don't. No. I think for me, we got to be like married or some shit. I don't know. I just don't. Mm-mm. And it's got to be like on my camera, like on my phone. I didn't even want to record it myself. And just given how I typically am, me recording it is not gonna be a good angle. So it's not gonna work. No.
No. I mean, have you ever so I'm guessing you've never wanted to. Marcus, have you ever wanted to?
No, I've not wanted to.
I have thought about it before, yeah.
Thought about it.
Yeah.
It's crossed the mind, yeah.
Just not gone through the whole thing. Like, I have quite a few, pictures of myself and other people that we have exchanged and things of that sort. So yeah.
It's always like kind of funny to me, like if like exchanging pictures with like a new person or whatever, and then sometimes they'll send a video. Not necessarily like you're like trying to date, but just we'll say somebody in Twitter DMs or whatever. So they send a video of them in the act. And they're like, hey, so you send a video of you? I don't have any of me in the act, sweetheart. Like I didn't ask you for that. Like, so now you out of luck because I don't have nothing that's comparable. I'm sorry.
See, that's what you got to have a folder. You're supposed to have a locked folder where you keep all those things so that when they ask.
Oh no, I have folders and stuff of me. I'm saying I don't have anything of me in the act. Like they'll send something of them in the act. I don't have anything to send back.
Okay.
Yeah, I got my hidden folders. Yes, praise God.
Video seems like, I don't know, video just seems like a step too far for me personally. I don't judge anybody who wants to take videos. Do you? But it's just a lot. Like I don't need to see myself doing anything. And I don't know anybody else who needs to see that.
Yeah, I think y'all supposed to watch it together or something. I don't know.
What that's like? So you supposed to? Is that practice or something? Like, what is the point?
It might be practice. Go ahead.
I was saying you look at it like football review tapes. You look at it, see where you went wrong.
Yeah, I think it's practice. I think it can sometimes maybe get you in the mood. I think maybe if they're not there and you by yourself, having your alone time, you'd be like, oh, well, I wish so-and-so was here, but they're not. Let me pull up this video of us,
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Yeah, like I get why people record. I just don't trust niggas to do that. But
like, do you guys care if do you need like mirrors in the room and stuff to see yourself while you're doing it?
I don't need them, but I mean, I have been places where mirrors have been.
My thing is, it's like I don't care to see. I like to enjoy it. I like to be in the moment. I don't need to see it, and that's just my thing. I don't need to see myself doing anything. I don't need to see anybody else doing anything.
I don't know though, because I feel like because I think I'm fine as hell. So I like to add to the ambiance, add to the experience.
Yeah, I think a mirror in the moment is fine. Yeah, y'all could like look. Cause what if like I don't know if it's after show or not. It's fine. We're here now. So like, cause if you're like one person's behind the other and y'all are both facing the mirror, y'all can both look at the mirror to look at each other versus like trying to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh goodness.
You've never done that?
No. I mean, I've
Lord.
looked in the mirror for a minute and I was just like, this is awkward. So let me just look over here. Let me not even.
Were you looking at yourself or were you looking at them? Like,
I didn't know, like, there's stuff is going on all over the place. I don't know where to look. My eye doesn't know where to land.
how many people was in the room? What's really
What's
going on?
going on?
That's after show territory.
See, y'all missing out. If you're not subscribed, you missing out on the after show.
Yeah. Look,
We're gonna come back to that today.
I am so glad there is no liquor in this right now.
Make sure y'all get the Patreon because I'm gonna give the answer to that question today. Thank you.
Oh God. So have you ever had someone else like share intimate photos or anything that you have shared with someone?
Like somebody sent me a nude, I sent it to somebody else.
Like if you sent somebody a nude and then they shared it with their friends or they posted it online or something like that. I'm guessing, has that ever happened? Or
I have seen a nude of myself online before, yes.
that you have not posted yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, how was that?
It was interesting because it was an old nude, but I have never interacted with the person who posted it. So I'm like, I don't even know who sent that to you at what point. You know what I'm saying? It was like weird. It was a freak Twitter page posted it, and they were like exchanging or going back and forth with somebody or something, but they posted that and I was like, wait a minute, is that okay?
Wow.
But yeah, I have no clue how. I don't know. But thankfully I never post my face in these pictures. So
yeah.
Praise God.
I learned quickly that's rule number one of nudes.
Learn quickly. That means there was a lesson there. Is that after show territory as well?
Come on. That show gonna be juicy.
Fine, we got two questions. Okay, praise
Oh
God.
God, yeah. Yeah, there was a lesson there, but yeah, I never had none of my stuff was leaked online yet. So
Not
But you know,
yet.
maybe. I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
But look, I used to be very, very strict about like not sharing anything. So I would go years without sharing any nudes with anybody that I was, talking to. And then I want to say recently I kind of loosened that up a little bit because, that's like the first thing everybody asks. It's like, oh my God.
Send me.
And we're in a panty. I mean, sometimes you just need a picture because you can't reach out and touch. And you ain't got your vaccine yet.
But yeah, I'm back to the point where I'm like, yeah, I'm not giving everybody all the goods immediately. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, you can't be sharing all that stuff. What do you think about sending? Like, do you have any rules about sending nudes, or are there like under what circumstances would you send a nude to someone?
We'll let Marcus go.
I'm not sending first because
Such a tough thing.
I'm not sending first because they are just way too. One, I don't want to, and two, there are just way too many people that be like unsolicited pics, and I'm like, no, okay, I'm not gonna fall in that because they love to just blast the people like, look at this, and just popped in my inbox. I was like, I don't need that.
Wow. But that's only because for somebody they don't want it from. But yeah.
Goodness. TK, I see you've joined us here. We talked about Lori Harvey earlier in the in our show, but so if you want to talk about, like, he's asking, can we discuss the double standard between Black China and Lori Harvey? We can probably talk about that at some point. I have to look up Black China. I don't know Black China like that. But yeah, we can talk about them at some point. But I think we're good. I think we're about done now. All of us can be found on Twitter. I am at Jarrod D. King. Brandon, why don't you let us know where to find you?
I'm at Just Call Me Otis.
All right. And Marcus?
Loose as a deuce.
Says a deuce. All right. And if you enjoyed our conversation and you want to see more, go to boysandbrunch.com and become a patron now. You'll get exclusive access to our after show, Splitting the Bill. And apparently, we have a lot of great questions that are going to come up there. And in fact,
Yeah.
we're going to be judging a few of the big bank, the big bank trend that was going
Take a
on.
drink.
So that'll be
Thank God.
interesting. So I have some of those videos queued up.
Praise.
So it's time for our toast, everyone. Glasses up. Be careful what you say because the boys will brunch. Take care.